Guten Morgen, guten Tag, guten Abend. I'm going to show you how to tackle this particular task. Now, there's quite a lot of help here already. There is, for example, information about what the task is, okay, and you've got to write 80 to 90 words. So I would say about 22 words on average per section. I'll probably do a lot more, and you can do more. The whole task is marked at GCSE, and you should have access to the full range of marks if you write 80 to 90 words. This second column contains some of the structures you could use in terms of tense. And finally, there are some suggestions here as to the kind of things you could put in your work. And I will indeed put some of those in there. Now I'm doing this task live, so there will be mistakes, and I'll correct those as I go along, and you'll probably hear me going and ah, because that's just what I do. Right, I'm going to start my piece of work with gewöhnlich, which is up on the suggested list here. It's a good adverb to use, quite an impressive one. I could use normalerweise or gelegentlich instead. Right, so I'm going to say, most of all, I like eating tomato pizza, so let's start that off. Gewöhnlich. Now, when I use gewöhnlich at the beginning, I've got to remember to use word order 2. Esse ich. I said most of all, so it's am liebsten. Eine Tomatenpizza. I like tomato pizza. In fact, I'm going to just add a word here. I'm going to say an Italian tomato pizza, because that's me putting an adjective in, so that sounds a bit better. Now I'm going to use a weil. Now weil is word order 3. Weil es lecker ist. No, I'm going to say it's always tasty, because again I'm extending my sentences. Weil es immer lecker ist. Right. What do I eat with it? So with it, actually, I don't think I'm going to say that. I'll leave that for a minute. Additionally, now additionally, as you know, is noch dazu, again plus word order 2. What do I also like to eat? Noch dazu esse ich, I like pasta. Now, I'm ticking things off that list. I've got again, and I've got a am liebsten. I've used a weil, so that's good. However, my mother doesn't like eating them because I want to use third person, so that's suggested there. So actually I'll just use aber. Now after aber it's word order 1, so aber meine Mutter isst nicht gern Nudeln, so she doesn't like eating pasta. Now, I could leave that there. I've probably almost got about 22 words, and that would probably do for my first section. I'm going to show you, I want to demonstrate some other things today. Right, so, because my mother doesn't eat pasta, I never eat it at home. So I'm going to use this word, which is therefore. That's not on my list, but it's an impressive word anyway. Therefore, I never eat pasta. So I never eat is ich. Now, PVA, person, verb, adverb, so it's not ich nie esse, it's ich esse nie, but here it's got to be word order 2. Deshalb esse ich nie Nudeln. Oh, how disappointing. I could actually add that, I wasn't planning to, but that's quite good. How disappointing. How disappointing. Wie enttäuschend. Again, rather lovely expression. What do I like to drink? Okay, because I haven't actually addressed that. So what could I say? I like drinking water because it's healthy. So I could say ich trinke gern Wasser, weil es gesund ist. But I'm actually going to start as it's healthy. So flip the sentence around. Da es gesund ist, comma, trinke ich gern Wasser. Oder Orangensaft or orange juice. Now I've got a problem here. Because I've said as it's healthy, I like drinking water. Actually, be a comma there. So that's my verb, comma, verb. But however, I've mentioned two things, so I can't use da es. I'm going to have to say da sie gesund sind. As they are healthy, I like drinking water or orange juice. But, again, word order 1, I never drink, so of course it's again, ich trinke nie. I never drink tea or coffee because they are disgusting, or something like that. Weil sie, disgusting is ekelhaft, but I could put something in there. Perhaps I should put besonders ekelhaft or total ekelhaft or something. Sind, verb at the end, because I've used weil. So now I'm on to what I ate at school yesterday. Let me just get a pen. So what I ate at school yesterday and what it was like. So I have to give an opinion. Right, so I've got some suggested structures there, and I will again use some of the things that are on here. So let me start off with some of the things that are actually in the instructions. So I've got gestern and in der Schule, so I'm going to make sure I use those. Yesterday, I'm going to put habe ich next. Habe ich. In der Schule, what did I eat yesterday? Do you know what? I'm going to pretend that I had a packed lunch. So I ate a sandwich gestern, habe ich in der Schule ein Butterbrot gegessen. So with it, I ate something else. Dazu habe ich, now let's think, I'm going to use some fruit. There we go, Trauben, grapes. With it, I ate grapes. Dazu habe ich Trauben gegessen. And what else? And I want to use es gab, which is also up here, und es gab. And there were also crisps. Es gab chips. And it says I have to give an opinion, so I'm just going to put one in. They tasted really good. Sie haben sehr gut geschmeckt. Now, I have to, for this particular task, use sehr gut geschmeckt. Didn't finish that off. For this task, yes, I have to use some convincing personal opinions. So I'm going to say that I think packed lunches are better, or they are delicious. So ich meine, instead of ich denke, ich meine, dass Lunchpakete, so packed lunches, are always tasty. Lecker. Now where do I put my R? Well, because I use das, my R has to go at the end. Ich meine, dass Lunchpakete immer lecker sind, and that's a big advantage. Und das ist ein großer Vorteil. So I'm just using some more extensive words here. I'm going to say I never eat something hot, because again, that's a suggestion up here. So ich esse nie, I think this piece of work might have had too many ne's in, but we'll have to adjust that afterwards. Ich esse nie etwas Warmes. I never eat something warm. For lunch, zum Mittagessen, remember the zum? For lunch, for breakfast, for evening meal, because it's too fatty. Weil es zu fettig ist. Yeah, you don't quite know what you're eating in that canteen, I think. Okay, next paragraph. So paragraph 3, it's what we'd like to try on exchange. So I'm assuming I've got to then mention German's food. Now, on an exchange, I'm going to pop that first of all. So I will need to use word order 2. And it indicates here that I need to use conditional. And remember, conditional always has an infinitive at the end. So your essen, spielen, trinken goes at the end. So, word order 2, auf Austausch würde ich, I would like to try. I could say Currywurst. I think I'll choose Wiener Schnitzel. Würde ich gern Wiener Schnitzel essen. Or actually probieren. Spelling with this pen's not easy. Probieren. but why? Okay, so let me give a reason. I've used da, I've used weil. I haven't used obwohl, but I don't want to use obwohl here. So, auf Austausch würde ich gern Wiener Schnitzel probieren. Because my mum says that it's tasty. Weil meine Mutter sagt, actually I'm going to say thinks, weil meine Mutter denkt, dass es, I could use lecker. Have I used lecker already? I have. So I'm going to say köstlich. And again, really, immer köstlich, sehr köstlich, total. Let's use extreme here. Extreme köstlich ist. What else do I want to try? I'd also like to try apple strudel, or Zucchini-Kuchen. I think Sam would fancy that. Ich würde auch sehr gerne Apfelstrudel. Now I used probieren the first time, so there we go, probieren. I think I'll use Essen here. Weil es süß ist. Weil es süß ist. Because it's sweet. And I like sweet things. Now, I want to use some impressive vocabulary. So I'm going to use my meiner Meinung nach, for my convincing personal opinion. Now remember, this must be followed by the verb. So, it would be, that's up here, es wäre. Meiner Meinung nach wäre es, it would be, a taste explosion, eine Geschmacksexplosion. And I think everyone should use that in their work, okay? Right, last paragraph, I think that will do. Right, so this is a future tense paragraph. Now you can actually also use present tense if you remember to use a future time phrase, but we're going to use future here because we need to practice it. So tonight we will eat chicken. In fact, tonight my dad is cooking. So heute, no, I need tonight, heute Abend, my dad, so it's werde for I, but for he it is wird mein Vater. Now what will he cook? He's going to cook chicken, Hähnchen, kochen, and that's because it's his favourite food. Now his is sein. Es ist sein Lieblingsessen, so I'm going to say weil es sein Lieblingsessen ist. And with it, we will eat vegetables. Werden wir Gemüse, no, I want to say probably eat vegetables. Wahrscheinlich Gemüse essen. Right, because I love vegetables. No, but because I love vegetables. Because he loves, denn liebt Gemüse. That means my dad. Okay, however, I'm not a vegetarian, so we're going to put a jedoch in. I am not a vegetarian, so I am a vegetarian is ich bin Vegetarier. You don't say the word for a. Ich bin Vegetarier, but word order 2 needed here. Jedoch bin ich Vegetarier. Okay, again, good vocabulary. And I could never live without meat. Now that's new structure for you. Ich könnte with 2 umlauts, ich könnte, and it's a modal verb, so it needs an Essen or something at the end. Und ich könnte never, oh, another never, I'd have to do something about this when I reread it. Without, we know ohne, Fleisch, and then to live is leben. Now, I'm sure that I have probably written about 120 words there, but I've been sort of showing you some of the things that I've been doing, or more, some of the things that you could or should be doing. So, what have I successfully used from this list, and what have I not used that I haven't shown you? Okay, so from this list, I have definitely used gern and am liebsten. I've definitely used und, aber and den. I use gewöhnlich, I've used lieblings, I've used weil and da. I've used some good adjectives. I have possibly used some of those, or I kept using nie. I used kann, when I referred to I could not live without meat, but I used it in a sort of imperfect subjunctive type form. Now this one I haven't used, and I'm just going to show you quickly how to do it. It's really useful. It means not only but also. So you could say meat is not only healthy but also tasty. You could say Fleisch ist nicht nur, and then you put your first adjective here, so it's not only healthy, gesund, but also tasty, sondern auch, that's in you, lecker. Works really well. Wie and zum Beispiel are really good for giving examples. So, for example, you might say, I like eating something hot. Ich esse gern etwas Heißes. So I like eating something hot. For example, zum Beispiel Suppe, soup, or pizza, oder Pizza. Statt we've used before, so I did use those already. I used some prepositions with zu Hause, in der Schule. Statt is actually quite difficult, and probably best not used here, but in a food context it would be, instead of eating vegetables, I would rather eat fruit. You'd say, statt Gemüse zu essen, würde ich lieber Obst essen. So instead of eating vegetables, I'd rather eat fruit. Okay, and that's how you do the instead of. Instead of eating, you have the statt and a zu and an infinitive here. Okay, good luck with your piece of work.